Well, morning, Macam Cabby here. Need a shove here. Well, another frustrating night for the lads last night, wasn't it? All comes down to putting the ball in the back of the net. I know we've got people saying we were the better side, but I'd rather be the worst side but win 1-0, because when you're the worst side and you win, and you have loads of games where you're the worst side and you still keep on winning, that's promotion material. And that's what Sheffield United and Leeds United are. Doesn't matter how they do it, when they do it, they find the back of the net somehow or other. And once again, it's another latest goal that Sunderland give away. I've got no arguments about it. I mean, you're given a gift, a penalty. You don't take your chance in a penalty against a team top of the league. You're going to get punished. I mean, I'm not going to complain, hands down. I'm going to say, well done to Sheffield United. They've got an impeccable home record. I think it's 8 on the bounce now at home. Sheffield United's won. And I'm not going to lay into Patrick Roberts with his penalty. He could have done better, but it wasn't a bad penalty as what people make out it to be, because I mean, he walloped it. He had some pace on that, but you've got to give credit to that keeper. He was full stretch and he fingertipped it away. But I can understand, why didn't like Isidore got up there and smash his foot through it, you know what I mean? But hey, it's easier said than done, because if Roberts had scored, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'll be saying, oh, well done Roberts, he took his penalty well. But we're just, apart from that penalty, we didn't do anything up front. Sunderland, I mean, we passed the ball around lovely, we kept possession, but it's not going to win you games. If you've not got a striker regularly scoring, you're not going to make promotion in this league. You're not going to make the playoffs in this league. You're not going to be successful in the playoffs. I mean, we were successful in the playoffs that time. When we got to the semi-final, we made the playoffs, should I say. That's because Ahmed Diallo carried us over the line. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating because and I keep on going on like a broken record, it's ever since we've had injuries and suspensions, we've not won a game. Without Mundle. Since Mundle's been down, we've just so much lacking up front. Yes, I think we were unlucky with Meffen's red card. I can see how the referee did send him off, but I can also see how that could be just a yellow, because the player took the ball away from Meffen and he sort of mistimed his tackle. There was nothing malicious at all about that from Meffen. I mean, he held his hands up straight away. The Sheffield United player was rolling around the floor like a big Nancy, like they're all day. And of course, yeah, I was warned about that referee before the match, that he loves his cards, this fella. And now it's the last thing we need. If the red card doesn't get overturned, we're now without Meffen for 3 games. More suspensions. One comes back, Bellingham, and another one goes missing, Meffen, if we don't get the card overturned. And of course, it was levelled up, wasn't it, when was it Suter? I think his name was, a Liter, whatever it was. He pulled Bellingham back. Bellingham, nice turn, He pulls his shirt. It's got to be a booking. And of course, we were level key. Both had 10 men on the pitch. And I didn't feel any threat coming from Sheffield United, to be honest with you. The same reason I didn't feel any threat that Sunderland were going to score. I mean, we were just hoping for 0-0. But you always had that thing, didn't you, in the back of your mind? This team's top, you know, ex-Premier League. There's still a bit of Premier League quality in that squad. You always had that sneaky feeling that these guys have got a goal in from somewhere, haven't they? They've got a goal coming from somewhere. And they did. I mean, they scored, we didn't. We had chances in the box, but we were just crowded out. We were crowded out. Nothing happening. They got chance in the box. And it was the lad that just came on as well. Was it Davis? And he crowded bodies, and he just lashed the ball, and it went under Patterson. But like I say, the sign of a promotion team is when you play poor and you still win. Sunderland, they play good and they lose. They play good and they draw. When they play crap, they still lose. You know, I just want that killer instinct that we had at the beginning of the season, where we looked dangerous. It was exciting to watch. You know, we were scoring for fun. But like I say, ever since we've had the suspensions and the losing the likes of Mundell, we've just gone to the dogs. Watson, I thought, was outstanding last night, which I was surprised, because my mate Davey, who's a regular on BBC Radio Newcastle, the Total Sport, at the time he says they shouldn't be starting Watson. Well, I've not heard him properly, but I know what his views are of Watson, and I can understand why Davey said that, because the last few games he's played, he just gets brushed off the ball. He's not bulky enough. But I don't know what he did yesterday, but he raised his game, and he was immense. He was superb last night, causing them all sorts of problems. And this is why I keep on saying, we need strength in January. We must get strength in that squad, and it's no good signing injured players. We get players. We've got a good deal, but he's sidelined for 15 weeks. What's the point of that? You know, because this current squad, as it stands, if we had our injured players and missing players, and they were out for the rest of the season, no Mundell and no Samed, whatever you call him, and we wouldn't make the playoffs. Sunderland would be mid-table, or maybe it's just below, because we haven't got that venom. We haven't got that last killer touch. We just haven't got it. We're lacking it. Wilson Isidore, he had nothing to feed from at all, really. When he did get the ball, he was crowded by 5 or 6 Sheffield United defenders. He just didn't. He just wasn't getting fed the ammunition, and it needs to be looked at. Needs to be addressed. That, I mean, like I say, it's annoying seeing with a better side, but at the end of the day, the better side always wins. I don't care if Sunderland have had 97% possession, Sheffield United have 3% possession. The better side won, because you win by scoring goals. They scored 1, we didn't, and the better side won. And that's the way I look at it. I'm not technically, people will say, well, we're the better side, but you didn't win games by having possession, or how many corners, or you knocking the ball around well. You don't win games that way. You win games by scoring. Doesn't matter how ugly the goals are that you score, whether they come off your arse hairs or your left testicle. Score goals, and that's what you do, and that's what gets you over the line. And that's what Sheffield United are doing. That's what Leeds United are doing. They're scoring goals. We aren't. 0-0 against Preston. 0-0 against QPR, 0-0 against West Brom. No goals against Sheffield United. You can see the pattern here. people say, Matt and Cabby, what are you mourning for? I'm just sort of stating the facts, really. It's like, I was optimistic before the game. I really thought that Sunderland, I mean, if you've seen my preview videos, I even said would win 3-1. And I knew that would have a good performance, and I knew we wouldn't get turned over. I knew Sunderland would turn up. But we're just lacking, like I say, we're a dangerous snake, but without the venom. So when we attack, we'll catch our prey, but we can't kill them off, because we haven't got any venom. We haven't got it up front. We haven't got the venom, the most important thing, which paralyses teams, which defeats the teams, stops them from getting anywhere, stops them from winning, is the venom. And we haven't got it. We have not got that venom. And it must be addressed in January. It's got to be. As we're looking at mid-table this season, because we just haven't got that strength and depth that we need, because this championship is getting harder and harder every single season. That gulf has grown. It's getting harder and harder. The top 2 teams are coming down, or top 3 teams are coming down. It just seems to be getting harder and harder to get out, because the quality is getting better and better and better. Apart from Luton, which they could still come good, didn't get me wrong there. They still could come, there's plenty of time there. But it's just getting harder to get out. And we've got to up the ante. We've got to show ambition that we seriously want to get out of this division and get back into the Premier League. And it's going to be a big test in January to see what the owners have. See how seriously they want Sunderland to get over the line and get into the big league. I mean, of course, yes, it is early days with Sunderland, and it is like there's still plenty of time. Of course it is, but it's just with the current setup we've got, I just can't see it, because you can't get a season without injuries and suspension. It's just impossible. It's not going to happen. But when your second string squad is just it's not good enough, that's when it hinders Sunderland every single season. So there we go. I'm going to give my man of the match to Tommy Watson. I thought he was absolutely immense. I think we were good at the back. Meffin was that mistimed challenge, but it wasn't a red. But Tommy Watson, I thought he was immense last night. It was superb. Good lad to have on the team. A lot of people slagging off Dan Neil. A lot of people in the forums and stuff saying Dan Neil needs to go. We need to get rid of him. He needs to hand the armband over. I don't know what you think about that, about Dan Neil. I mean, are the fans right for saying that, or are they being a bit bitter? Are they being harsh on the lad? Well, I'm going to watch the boys play football now. We've got Stoke next Saturday. Aye, my God. And I do think if we don't win against Stoke and we play crap, then will the fans be starting to say, are the cracks starting to show in Regis Labrie? Will the fans start saying that? We're top of the league, we're taking the pish. We're Regis Labrie was the song in that sort of other way. Having a laugh, taking the pish. We're top of the league, we're Regis Labrie. Are they going to start saying different things if we don't beat Stoke next week? Because we need a win soon. And whether you like it or not, if you carry on and carry on and carry on, and you go out without if you go months and months without a win, the buck stops with the manager or the coach. Always the case. Didn't want it to happen, but I can see that happening if they didn't start booking their ideas up. Anyway, I'm off to watch the kids play football. Thanks for tuning in last night, and be interesting to see what you guys say in the comments. Love yous all. See you later.